Roughly a year ago, I received the book. A strategy guide of a game. Maps, enemies, NPCs, items, and more. There was one problem though. A problem that made this book even more fascinating. The actual game does not exist. This video isn't about Vermis. It's a video about why some worlds feel real enough to inspire us. So the first time I opened Vermis was not what I expected. I expected to love it, to get sucked into this world and uncover it by reading the book. I was on a plane to play a tour in China when I opened this Grail of Secrets, and honestly, I was confused. I looked at the incredible artworks by Plastiboo, I read the descriptions and lore excerpts, and after roughly an hour, I closed it and... well, my initial expectations turned into frustration. You expect rules, you expect explanations, but instead you are treated as someone already living in this world. There is no explanation of why things exist. It's just important that they exist. After closing the book, I put my headphones in, blasted the latest music releases of my favorite bands, and I did not think about it anymore. For approximately 10 minutes. Vermis' broken world, its themes of life and death, flesh and identity, unexplained monsters, religion, false prophets, dream logic, and emptiness started to haunt me. What does all this mean? Why does it exist? The fascination stayed with me for weeks. I wanted to know more, experience more, dig more in this world I will never truly be able to visit because, well, the game itself does not exist. It stuck with me and changed my perception of art. Vermis does not work because of the, to be fair, phenomenally unique art of the creature designs. Vermis works because of everything that is not told. Every little gap the reader has to fill himself. Vermis does not work because of what it shows us. It works because of what it refuses to show us. Horror is not what's shown or explained. Horror is the art to build something that makes the reader or viewer think and interpret. It's a canvas for everything the consumer is kind of scared of. Let us have a look at some of the biggest influences of modern horror and some of my personal biggest inspirations. H.P. Lovecraft, born in August 1890 on Rhode Island, was an American author who indefinitely changed horror. Even though monsters and violence plays a role in his fictions, these are not what makes it special. His concept of the supernatural quickly turned into a subgenre we now know as cosmic horror. The whole concept is the unknown, the unspeakable, the madness, and everything that you cannot really explain. This is a little curveball, but talking about my inspirations, I have to talk about a little game, well, not that little, called Pathologic 2 by Ice Pick Lodge Games. This game is best described as the most ruthless survival game you might experience. You're a surgeon going back to the town he was born in. With a time limit of 12 days, you have to save the town from a spreading plague. The whole game starts and immediately feels like a dream, really rapidly turning into a surreal nightmare. There is no quest markers, there is no main storyline. You are thrown into a town that existed before you are able to uncover its secret. You have to experience a world of lies and no definite truth, and to make a long story short, because of this freedom, this game had some of the scariest and most nightmare-inducing sequences I've ever experienced in a video game. The questions about why and what make this game something completely unique. Till today, I don't understand it 100%. I know, everyone expects Silent Hill 2 to be on a list like this, but for me Silent Hill 3 has always been the undisputed king of the series. Silent Hill 3 by Team Silent was the first Silent Hill I played through. The gritty atmosphere and the sudden corruption of everyday places immediately turned this into one of the most horrifying plays of my life, and well, I was way too young to play it. It mixes body horror with surrealism, and the industrious soundscapes by the legendary Akira Yamaoka, who also inspired my soundscape deeply, are beautiful yet haunting. This game treats horror as an uncompromising canvas to project your deepest fears. What you don't see hurts the most, and the whole world building shapes the game into something that always makes you question, is this real? So my entire horror-inspired career, 15 years of making music and art, I was striving to create something capable of shaping a similar fascination for my audience. A similar fascination that I felt by consuming this kind of media. I always had the feeling that if I create a world, I have to explain as much as possible to make everyone understand what's going on, because I want to tell them, I want to show, I want you guys to feel the same that I'm feeling while writing the stories, writing the music that I'm writing. And while I was thinking about Vermis World, I realized something. For years, I had been trying to write music that creates a world, but maybe I was approaching it in the wrong way. I was building walls when I should have been leaving doors open. Vermis made me realize that what I was craving for is a world of interpretation, a world of missing pieces. Horrors that are not created by what is shown or what is told, but horrors that are created by the mind of the listener, of the viewer. This realization was the foundation for Tales from the Blight. So, writing this chapter's title, I realized that it nearly sounds like a horror story itself, but trust me, it's nothing horrifying, and I actually enjoy the process and the turnaround of it. Well, after it clicked, I stopped trying to force a story. I stopped asking myself, what's the next thing that happens? And instead I took everything that popped up in my mind, wrote it down, and just made it connect later. Maybe it did not even connect. I was not creating a world anymore. I started to discover it myself. Some of you know that I started to learn singing screaming. The sound itself worked, the production worked, the songwriting worked, but I always struggled with lyrics. I always tried to find the perfect words, message, phrasing, etc., etc. But now working on Tales from the Blight, something has changed. The lyrics nearly wrote themselves. And it felt like something I had to uncover. Instead of writing a cohesive story, I just started to collect ideas without judging them. I wrote down everything, symbols, sentences, entities, places, and threw them into a little notebook I now bring everywhere. This little notebook. Eventually, these fragments start connecting themselves. Spoiler, as mentioned earlier, not everything is connected yet, and I'm still trying to connect the dots here and there. To be fair, this idea is not new. Harry Daniels called this way to take notes the Grail method, and I'll make sure to link his wonderful video in the description below. Leave some love to the guy. So, a mask needed a purpose. A village needed a reason to exist, names need history, and slowly the Blight stopped being a quick idea. It became a world, a concept. Instead of seeing myself as the creator of said world, I'm now its first explorer. I talked a lot about horror now, but looking back at it, I think the biggest lesson Vermis taught me was not about horror itself. It was about imagination and reminded me that the things we don't understand are often the things that stay with us the longest. Just like the weird little shitty Game Boy Advance game that you loved as a kid just because you did not understand it. I really believe that this applies to every form of art. Whether you create music, write stories, create video games, or are just a fan of these kind of media. Don't be afraid of leaving something unfinished. Don't be afraid about questions without answers. Sometimes we believe that a world becomes believable when we spoon-feed every little detail, but maybe it's the exact opposite. Maybe a world comes to life when there is still something left for us to uncover ourselves. The Blight changed the way I approach music videos, and my Copandome project in general, but more importantly, Vermis changed the way how I approach creativity. And I wanted to thank Plastiboo and HoloPress for making art like this available in such a beautiful analog way.